return, what would happen? In the vast expanse of the cosmos, among the countless stars and galaxies, there exists a peculiar mystery, one that reaches back to the dawn of civilization and humanity itself. The Anunnaki, a name that echoes through the millennia, a name that has sparked debate and fascination among scholars, conspiracy theorists, and the public alike. But who were they? This question has kept us humans engaged for centuries, ever since the first cuneiform tablets speaking of them were unearthed. The term Anunnaki is ancient, derived from the language of Sumer, one of the earliest known civilizations of mankind. It means those of royal blood, or those who came from heaven to earth. This seemingly celestial origin has fueled speculation and intrigue. Could the Anunnaki be extraterrestrial visitors, ancient astronauts who played a pivotal role in our history? Could they have shaped our destiny, our understanding of the universe, and even our very existence? As we dive into this epic journey through time and space, we'll explore the ancient texts, the myths, the legends, and the artifacts left behind. We'll endeavor to unravel this mystery, piecing together the fragments of history, archaeology, and possibly even science fiction. We'll attempt to decipher whether these ancient beings were merely mythological figures, or could they possibly be far more than that? And at the core of our quest is one fundamental question. Were we, mankind, the creation of these ancient, seemingly divine beings, the Anunnaki? As we travel through the corridors of time, brace yourself for a journey that might shatter long-held beliefs and open up a world of ancient mysteries. Let the Odyssey begin. Turning the pages of history back to the cradle of civilization, our journey begins in the ancient land of Sumer, in what is now southern Iraq. Here, over 5,000 years ago, a society flourished with advancements that were stunningly ahead of their time. The Sumerians were not just pioneers in writing, mathematics, and astronomy. They also held a rich tapestry of myths and legends, stories passed down generations that speak of beings with extraordinary powers and wisdom. These beings were known as the Anunnaki. Sumerian culture was deeply intertwined with these divine beings. Temples were built in their honor, intricate carvings depicted their likeness, and tablets told tales of their deeds. But were these tales mere figments of their imagination, or were they based on actual encounters? There is a remarkable level of detail in these ancient texts. They describe the Anunnaki as beings who descended from the heavens, had superior knowledge, and were involved in the affairs of humans. They were often depicted as larger-than-life figures, sometimes with wings signifying their celestial origin. There's an enigmatic allure to these ancient narratives. How did the Sumerians, one of the earliest civilizations, conceive of such complex and advanced beings? Could it be possible that they were recounting real interactions with entities beyond their comprehension? As we delve deeper into the rich, intricate tapestry of Sumerian lore, we're drawn to one key figure whose role in humanity's story, as per these ancient narratives, is as crucial as it is controversial. This figure is none other than the god known as Ea in Sumerian myths, or Enki, as he was later known in Akkadian and Babylonian texts. What role did this deity play in the grand theater of human history, and how does his story intertwine with the creation of mankind? To fully comprehend the intricate tapestry of the Anunnaki mythology, we cannot overlook the seminal work of one man, Zecharia Sitchin, a controversial figure.
T-Mobile knows whether you break down in the middle of nowhere or get a flat tire on the edge of someone. People everywhere trust AAA to get them back on the road. And AAA trusts T-Mobile to be their exclusive wireless partner. Because T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So with AAA's nationwide fleet connected on T-Mobile, the middle of nowhere is a lot closer than you think.
The teaching and healing power of our relationships, abundance and manifestation, living in a flow.
Sitchin's interpretations of ancient texts have captivated some, while drawing skepticism from others. But who was he? And why are his theories so crucial to our understanding of the Anunnaki? Born in Azerbaijan and raised in Palestine, Sitchin was a scholar of ancient languages. He spent much of his life studying Sumerian cuneiform, the wedge-shaped script used by the ancient Sumerians. His work, often seen as unconventional, took him to a realm where archaeology met speculation, where history intertwined with the enigmatic. In his book series, The Earth Chronicles, Sitchin proposed a radical interpretation of the Sumerian texts. He suggested that the Anunnaki were not merely mythological gods, but were flesh and blood beings from another planet, Nibiru. According to Sitchin, this planet, also known as Planet X, is part of our solar system with an elongated 600-year-long elliptical orbit. Sitchin's theories ventured even further into the realm of the extraordinary. He posited that the Anunnaki, seeking resources for their home planet, came to Earth about 450,000 years ago. The vital resource they were after was gold, which they needed to pulverize and disperse in their planet's atmosphere, thereby protecting it from harsh cosmic radiation. But perhaps the most shocking claim in Sitchin's work is his interpretation of the ancient texts about mankind's creation. Could it be that the Anunnaki, these visitors from a distant world, played a role in the genesis of our species? This narrative is the Anunnaki creation myth, a tale that has both fascinated and bewildered those who have dared to delve into it. According to this ancient story, the creation of mankind was not a mere accident of evolution. Instead, it was the result of deliberate intervention, a divine project undertaken by the Anunnaki. But what could drive such advanced beings to create an entirely new species? The answer to this question takes us back to a time of celestial conflict and earthly turmoil. As per the texts interpreted by Sitchin, the Anunnaki, hailing from Nibiru, arrived on Earth with a mission. They needed gold to save their planet's atmosphere, and Earth was abundant with it. But the extraction of this precious element was labor-intensive. The Anunnaki miners, weary from the toil, rebelled against their leaders. In the midst of this crisis, an audacious solution was proposed. Enki, the Sumerian god of wisdom and water, suggested the creation of a new species that could take over the laborious task of mining. His proposal was to use the clay of the earth, a metaphor that could be interpreted as the primitive hominids that roamed the earth at that time. This idea may seem preposterous to our modern sensibilities, but it raises a question that cannot be ignored. Could the genesis of humanity lie in a fusion of celestial knowledge and earthly biology? Could we be, in essence, the progeny of a divine experiment conducted by the Anunnaki? Known as Ea in the Sumerian texts and later called Enki in Akkadian and Babylonian myths, this deity is often portrayed as the god of wisdom, water, creation, and magic. But what role did Enki truly play in the grand narrative of humanity's inception? And how did his actions shape our destiny? Enki, often depicted with flowing waters around him, was known for his wisdom and cunning. According to the ancient texts, it was Enki who proposed the creation of a new species, a labor force that could alleviate the Anunnaki's burden. His plan was audacious, revolutionary, and fraught with implications that echo down the ages. The texts speak of Enki and the goddess Ninhursag, also known as Ninmah, undertaking the creation process. They used clay from the earth and the blood of a god to fashion the first humans. This blood is often interpreted as genetic material, suggesting that the Anunnaki may have manipulated the DNA of existing hominids to create Homo sapiens. Could such a monumental event be the missing link in our evolutionary history? Is it possible that our quantum leap in intelligence and consciousness was the result of extraterrestrial intervention? Beyond his role in our creation, Enki is also known for his compassion towards humanity.
The King Quick Cook Fries. They cook in half the time.
No matter how much money you have or how little you are putting in the market, that helps build your wealth. I really need you to notice and understand this. I want you to understand, I hear your friends saying that $100 not going to do it, that $1,000 not going to do it. I want you to drown out the
In one notable tale that bears striking similarities to the biblical story of Noah, it was Enki who warned a man named Utnapishtim of a great deluge. Disobeying the decision of the other gods to keep the impending flood a secret, Enki's warning allowed Utnapishtim to build a boat and preserve life on Earth. This tale paints Enki as a benefactor, a divine figure who defied his own kind for the sake of humanity. His actions, as depicted in these ancient myths, not only gave rise to mankind, but also preserved us in the face of annihilation. But why would Enki, an Anunnaki, show such concern for his creation? And what does this imply about the relationship between the Anunnaki and mankind? As we peel back the layers of this ancient mystery, we delve deeper into the reasons behind our creation and the profound implications it has on our understanding of ourselves. According to Sitchin's interpretations of the ancient texts, the Anunnaki's initial motivation was practical. They needed a workforce to extract the precious resources from the earth, primarily gold. This task was labor-intensive and caused discontent among the Anunnaki miners. The creation of mankind offered a solution to this problem, a new labor force that could undertake the arduous task of mining. However, the narrative of the Anunnaki's involvement with humanity doesn't end with our creation. The ancient texts describe a complex relationship that evolved over time. The Anunnaki, according to these narratives, took on the role of gods, ruling over their creation and establishing systems of governance, law, and spirituality. In essence, they shaped the burgeoning human civilization in their image. Enki, with his compassion for mankind, stands out in these stories. His actions, from advocating for our creation to saving us from the great deluge, suggest an emotional connection to humanity. This sentiment is not universally shared among the Anunnaki, leading to power struggles and divine conflicts that echo through the ancient texts. Intriguingly, these narratives mirror our own human condition, our struggles for resources, our desire for knowledge and advancement, our battles for power, and our capacity for empathy and compassion. Could it be possible that these ancient stories, these epic tales of gods and men, are reflections of our own human nature? Or could they indeed be echoes of a distant past, when humanity was in its infancy, guided and shaped by extraterrestrial visitors? The answers to these questions may lie in the very text that brought us the tale of the Anunnaki, the ancient tablets that have sparked such fervent debate and fascination. Navigating through the labyrinth of the Anunnaki narrative, one can't help but ponder. If these celestial beings were here, shaping our civilization, guiding our development, why did they leave, and how did their departure affect humanity? The ancient texts offer a few clues. According to the interpretations of Zecharia Sitchin, the departure of the Anunnaki was a result of internal conflicts and the dynamics of their home planet, Nibiru. As per Sitchin's interpretation, Nibiru's elongated orbit meant it would only come close to Earth every 3,600 years. As time passed, the distance between Earth and Nibiru increased, making travel between the two worlds increasingly difficult. However, it wasn't just cosmic mechanics that led to their departure. The texts speak of divine conflicts, of power struggles among the Anunnaki themselves. Central to these conflicts was the relationship between Enki and his half-brother Enlil, another prominent figure in the Anunnaki pantheon. Enlil, often portrayed as more conservative and stern, was at odds with Enki's sympathetic approach towards humans. These differences of opinion, according to some interpretations, may have contributed to the Anunnaki's eventual departure. But what did their departure mean for humanity? Freed from the direct rule of the Anunnaki, human civilization was left to chart its own course. Kingdoms rose and fell, technologies were discovered and lost, and humanity embarked on a long journey of development and discovery. Throughout this journey, the legacy of the Anunnaki lived on in our myths, in our languages, and perhaps in our very DNA. This brings us to an intriguing and somewhat unnerving prospect. If the Anunnaki did leave Earth, could they return? And if so, what would such a return mean for humanity? As we delve deeper into this ancient mystery, we must prepare ourselves for a journey that will take us to the very edges of our understanding, challenging our perceptions of the past and our expectations for the future. Venturing into the realm of the unknown, we confront a question that's as intriguing as it is unnerving. If the Anunnaki did indeed depart from Earth, could they return? And if so, what implications would this have for humanity? The notion of the Anunnaki's return is not merely speculative. It's a concept deeply rooted in the very texts that tell their story. The Sumerians believed in a cyclic view of time, marked by the periodic return of the Anunnaki. This belief was tied to the celestial movements, specifically the orbit of Nibiru, the alleged home planet of the Anunnaki. Zecharia Sitchin interpreted this to mean that the Anunnaki would return every time Nibiru approached close to Earth, roughly every 3,600 years. But what would this return entail? What would happen if these celestial beings, these architects of humanity, were to reappear in our world? One possible scenario is the re-establishment of the Anunnaki as rulers or guides. In the past, they were seen as gods, shaping human civilization and imparting wisdom. Could their return herald a new era of divine guidance? Or would they seek to exert control, re-establishing the hierarchical structure that characterized our early history? Another possibility, perhaps more alarming, is that their return could lead to conflict. Ancient texts speak of disagreements and power struggles among the Anunnaki. If these divisions persist, could their return spark celestial discord that spills over into our world? If the Anunnaki were to return, they might bring with them knowledge and technologies that far surpass our current understanding. Such advancements could revolutionize our society, leading to breakthroughs in fields like medicine, energy, transportation, and perhaps even our understanding of the universe itself. Could it be possible that with their return, we might witness a leap in our technological prowess, much like the quantum leap in our evolution that some believe they triggered thousands of years ago. Alternatively, their return could serve as a catalyst for unity among humanity. The sudden realization that we are not alone in the universe, and that our creators are otherworldly beings, could reshape our global identity. National, ethnic, and religious divisions might seem trivial in the grand scheme of cosmic existence, leading to an era of unprecedented global cooperation and peace. However, we must also ponder the potential risks. What if their return sparks fear and chaos? Would their arrival cause societal upheaval as governments and institutions grapple with their existence and their advanced capabilities? Could it perhaps even lead to conflict as different factions vie for the favor of these celestial beings? Then there are the ethical and philosophical questions. If they were indeed our creators, what would their return mean for our religions, our beliefs, and our sense of purpose? Would we view them as gods, as our ancestors did, or would we see them as advanced extraterrestrials? How would their existence affect our understanding of life, consciousness, and divinity? As we embark on the second phase of our journey, we delve deeper into the intricate layers of the Anunnaki narrative. We have explored their purported role in our creation, their interactions with humanity, and the profound implications of their potential return. Now, let us investigate further the specific roles and relationships of these celestial beings, particularly the pivotal figure of Enki. Enki's role in the creation of mankind is central to our understanding of the Anunnaki narrative. According to interpretations of the ancient texts, it was Enki who proposed the creation of a new labor force to alleviate the burden on the Anunnaki miners. Enki, with his extensive knowledge of biology and genetics, was instrumental in this creation process. But was this act purely pragmatic, or was there a deeper emotional connection at play? The ancient narratives paint a picture of Enki as a god who showed compassion towards humanity. He intervened on our behalf on numerous occasions, most notably during the Great Deluge, where he defied the decision of the Anunnaki Council and ensured the survival of mankind. This protective instinct suggests a bond between Enki and humanity, a connection that transcends the purely utilitarian. But what inspired this connection? Was it a sense of responsibility towards his creation, or was there a deeper, more personal motivation? As we delve further into the enigma of Enki, we also encounter the complex dynamics within the Anunnaki pantheon. The relationship between Enki and his half-brother Enlil in particular is riddled with conflict and tension. Their differing views on humanity and its role in the cosmic order fueled a power struggle that permeates the ancient narratives. Understanding this divine conflict is essential to our understanding of the Anunnaki and their interactions with mankind. The figure of Enki, with his wisdom, creativity, and compassion, offers a fascinating lens through which to view the Anunnaki narrative. The story of the Anunnaki and of Enki is far from over. It is a tale that continues to unfold, challenging our perceptions and pushing the boundaries of our understanding. In the ancient narratives, the figure of Enki stands as a beacon of wisdom, creativity, and compassion. Yet his actions also reveal a deity who is not afraid to challenge authority and break the rules for the benefit of his creations, humanity. His intervention during the Great Deluge, his defiance of the decision of the Anunnaki Council, underlines his role as a protector and advocate for mankind. But what were the repercussions of such actions? How did this defiance shape the narrative of the Anunnaki and their interactions with humanity? The texts tell us that Enki's actions during the deluge were not without consequence. His decision to reveal the impending catastrophe to a human, thereby ensuring the survival of mankind, was a direct violation of the Anunnaki Council's decision to let humanity perish. This act of defiance created a rift among the Anunnaki, leading to tension and conflict. This rift was most pronounced in the relationship between Enki and his half-brother Enlil. As the Lord of the Command, Enlil was often depicted as the upholder of law and order, making him a stark contrast to the more compassionate and rule-bending Enki. This divine conflict and its repercussions are a recurring theme in the ancient narratives, shaping the course of events and influencing the Anunnaki's interactions with mankind. But the repercussions of Enki's actions extend beyond the divine realm. His intervention during the deluge had profound implications for humanity. By ensuring our survival, Enki effectively reshaped the course of human history. But this act of salvation raises further questions. What was the aftermath of the deluge? How did humanity rebuild and progress in the wake of such a catastrophic event? And what role did the Anunnaki, particularly Enki, play in this new era of human history? The texts tell us that after the deluge, humanity found itself in a world drastically changed. The landscape was unrecognizable, the familiar landmarks obliterated, and the survivors faced the daunting task of rebuilding their civilization from the ground up. But they were not alone in this endeavor. The Anunnaki, particularly Enki, stood by their side, guiding them through this challenging period. Enki, with his wisdom and ingenuity, played a crucial role in the recovery process. He is said to have taught humanity the art of agriculture, helping them harness the fertility of the earth to sustain themselves. He shared with them the knowledge of construction, enabling them to build shelters and, eventually, cities. He imparted to them the understanding of laws and governance, setting the foundation for organized society. In essence, Enki served as a guiding light in the post-deluge world, helping humanity navigate its way out of chaos and into a new era of progress and prosperity. However, this resurgence of human civilization under the guidance of the Anunnaki was not without its challenges. The ancient texts speak of conflicts both among the Anunnaki themselves and between the Anunnaki and humanity. These conflicts added another layer of complexity to the post-deluge world, influencing the course of human history and shaping the narrative of the Anunnaki. So, what were these conflicts? What caused them, and how did they impact the emerging human civilization? Were they purely territorial disputes, or were there deeper ideological differences at play? And how did these conflicts shape the dynamics within the Anunnaki pantheon, particularly the relationship between Enki and Enlil? As the echoes of the Great Deluge began to fade, and humanity, under the watchful eyes of the Anunnaki, started to rebuild, conflicts and power struggles began to shape the narrative of this new world. These conflicts, both within the ranks of the Anunnaki and between the celestial beings and mankind, added layers of complexity to an already intricate narrative. The ancient texts narrate several disagreements among the Anunnaki themselves. These celestial beings, despite their divine stature, were not immune to disagreements and power struggles. The most prominent of these conflicts was the ongoing tension between Enki and Enlil. This divine rivalry, often centered around their differing views on humanity, had far-reaching implications on the course of human history. Enlil, the Lord of the Command, was often portrayed as a stern and law-abiding deity. His approach to humanity was markedly different from Enki's. Where Enki saw potential and sought to nurture mankind, Enlil often viewed humanity as a noisy and disruptive presence. This ideological divide fueled the tension between the two brothers and had profound effects on their interactions with humanity. At the same time, conflicts arose between the Anunnaki and humanity. As mankind began to flourish and spread across the earth, they inevitably encountered the celestial beings in more direct ways. Some of these encounters were peaceful, marked by guidance and mutual respect. Others, however, resulted in conflict, often due to misunderstandings or perceived infringements of divine territory. These conflicts, while disruptive, played a crucial role in shaping the emerging human civilization. They served as catalysts for change, sparking innovation and prompting societal evolution. They also influenced the narrative of the Anunnaki, their roles as divine guides, and their relationship with mankind. But what were the specific incidents that sparked these conflicts? How did they impact the balance of power among the Anunnaki? And how did they influence the trajectory of human development? In our quest to uncover the mysteries of the Anunnaki, we've delved deep into the ancient narratives and examined the profound influence of these celestial beings on humanity. We've explored the aftermath of the Great Deluge, the resurgence of human civilization under the guidance of the Anunnaki, and the conflicts that shaped this new era. Now we turn our gaze to a specific series of events that encapsulate the complex dynamics of this period. The Tower of Babel incident. The story of the Tower of Babel, as narrated in the ancient texts, is a tale that reflects the tensions between humanity and the Anunnaki, as well as the ideological divide within the Anunnaki pantheon itself. According to the text, humanity, flourishing under the guidance of the Anunnaki, sought to build a tower that would reach the heavens. This ambitious project, however, was viewed as a direct challenge to the Anunnaki's authority, leading to a swift and decisive response. The texts tell us that Enlil, viewing this construction as an act of defiance, decided to intervene. His actions, which included confusing the language of humanity, thereby causing chaos and halting the construction of the tower, are indicative of his often stern and disciplinarian approach towards mankind. This incident